Shalom, shalom. All praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to our elders, which are the elders of GMS, which feed us with knowledge and understanding. Much love to the elect brethren on the four corners of the planet. That's who the Most High set us up to search out and seal. Alright? Other than that, the rest of you people, hey man, you got judgment coming. To the people that don't have that oil and the understanding, it's not for you, man. So right now we got this update. I've been making a news story in a while because everything is pretty much not quiet, but it's not too informative news that's coming out. But I figured I'd put this video together. It's already got clips of some of the stuff that's going on and going to be taking place soon, because it's the land of America is soon to be under martial law. Okay. Because that's prophesied in the Bible to happen. That's when we know we're closer to get out of here, when this place starts falling like that. Alright, so we'll get into this news story and go through the scriptures. Alright.
Daniel Bushel, why is the US government preparing for civil war coming up?
Large sections of the US prepare for armed revolution. Hollow points of the DHS. And that
is the US government preparing for civil war coming up.
Large sections of the US prepare for armed revolution. Hollow points of the DHS. And that virus on your computer. The Army now links to systematic covert operations on anyone who criticizes multinationals.
Super Bowl was played right here. We're here for drone repair.
Declared martial law.
Daddy, what's martial law?
This summer's apocalypse movies tap current fears, notes LSCM director Neil Blomkamp. His new blockbuster shows America as a third world state. He says this isn't science fiction. This is today. This is now. 2 in 3 Americans now say the country is going the wrong direction. Half of them say it could require armed revolution. The New York Times notes America's prepping movement, people preparing for the worst, has now gone mainstream. Best-selling author Gerald Celente joins us. Thanks very much for coming on. You write the curtain's coming down on half a century of US dominance. Why did you say that?
Fascism has come to America. I don't say that as an inflammatory statement. I use it as a statement of fact. The merger of state and corporate powers, by definition, is called fascism. And I could back up that fact with 4 simple words. Too big to fail. In capitalism, there is no too big to fail. So it's been a corporate takeover, a military-industrial complex so big that if you just take out one underpinning of a too big to fail, the entire system collapses. They essentially called martial law a state of siege in Boston, magnified that in a couple of cities going on at the same time. You're going to see the entire nation break down. As long as the United States keeps waging war, the chances of retaliatory attacks grow greater. Hey, there was another drone strike. Another war being fought. There's a Bronx saying that we used to have as I was a kid. Payback's the bitch. The United States can't win a war, whether it's Iraq or Afghanistan, whether it's Libya or whether it was Vietnam. So the people have lost faith in the military aspect of the government, the policing aspects of the government. And so they realize...
Alright, just to add what Gerald Celente just said, this is a verse to back up what he just said. This is the book of Habakkuk 2 verse 8. And it says, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. Because men's blood, and for the violence of the land, the city, and all that dwell therein. Who to him, that says, woe to him that covereth an evil covetousness, and to his house. Let me read that again. Verse 9. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may that he may deliver from the power of evil, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. All right, that goes into this America setting up its arm across the world so it's so-called protecting the people. Why is this NSA scandal? They're saying, oh, we got to spy on everybody to ensure our safety. We got to do stuff to ensure our safety, to protect us from evil. That's what evil is. Evil, you know, is the bad time that they're so-called trying to protect themselves from. Okay, that's what they're trying to protect themselves by spying on people, bombing people with drones. Okay, let me read it again. It says, "Woe unto him that covereth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil." All right, and that's disaster. It says, "Thou hast consulted shame to thy house, by cutting off many people, and has sinned against thy soul."
Realize on the economic end that they're on their own. Only the two big people have lost faith in the military aspect of the government, the policing aspects of the government. And so they realize on the economic end that they're on their own. Only the too big to fail are there to be saved.
Yeah, too big to fail banks. People don't realize by law, own your deposits. You know, when they need them, they take them.
If you have your money in your own possession, you don't have your money. Here, this is a fact. When 9/11 happened, I know this personally. I tried to get my money out of certificates of deposit, CDs. And I called up Fleet Bank. They're gone now. They fleeted away. I think Citigroup or one of them, Bank of America, bought them out. And I wanted my money transferred to my local bank. And they said, no, you can't get it. I got shafted by MF Global's scam when John Corzine brought down the company and they stole my money out of my segregated account. So the first thing is the golden rule. If you don't have any gold, you're not going to rule anything. You better have money, and in more than one denomination. And gold and silver is the popular denomination among neo-survivalists. If you were a Greek Cypriot, and they closed the banks for what, almost 2 weeks, don't you wish you had some gold and silver to buy what you needed? That was the canary in the mine shaft.
America's canary has actually stopped singing, writes finance site Silver Bear. Your bank savings will be raided in the upcoming crash, quietly amidst this new government document, which suggests the collapse will be much worse than in 2009. New rules by the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation reveals, quote, returning the sound operations of the globally active, systemically important financial institutions, that's the too big to fail banks, would be provided by converting unsecured debt from creditors. Converting unsecured debt is finance speak for taking regular savings. All this leaves Americans, warns former Wall Street banker Eve Smith, worse off than Cyprus. Canaries and coal mines are a popular analogy at the moment. Target Health says it's the bees. Either we stop the systematic poisoning or there will be war, writes investigative website Story Leak. This is what your grocery store looks like if bees die out, as only they can pollinate much of our food. 9 in 10 bees in the States have already died. Corporate and industry-paid media issued denials, but independent scientists have told the Daily Mail that only new pesticides could have killed over 10 million bees instantly, as happened in Florida. Here, beekeeper Charles Smith of the Smith Family Honey Company points to some of the millions who have suddenly dropped dead. Story Leak editor Anthony Gucciardi's investigated the corporations behind these chemicals. Thanks very much for coming on. You write, it's them or us.
Right, exactly. The B scenario could potentially spawn World War III, and it could also potentially spawn a massive economic collapse and starvation. And that's not an exaggeration. We've read reports time and time again where these diplomats go in and say, U.S., you have to stop approving these pesticides. And the reason for that is that America, the United States, refuses to stop using these neonicotinoid pesticides in its food supply, killing all of the bees. And then also, yes, it's exporting over to other countries. What's interesting here is that it shows the United States government is so owned by these major chemical corporations like...
Let me read this to you. This is Revelations 11 and 18. It says, the nations were angry, and the wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that